looking forward, looking back. I've come a long way down the track, got a long way left to go, making songs from what I know, making sense of what I've seen. All the love we've had between you and I along the track, looking forward, looking back. There are strange days full of change on the way, but we'll be fine. Unlike some, I'll be leaning forward to see what's coming, looking forward, looking back. I've come a long way down the track, got a long way left to go, making songs from what I know. If I'm alone at night, I can see through all triviality of the day, and I'm okay. I just think of those who are dear to me, looking forward, looking back. I've come a long way down the track, got a long way left to go, making songs from what I know, making songs from what I know, looking forward, looking back.
Down into her brown eyes and said, say a prayer for me. She threw her arms around him, whispered, God will keep us free. They could hear the riders coming. He said, this is my last fight. If they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back alive. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home.
She reached down and picked the gun up that lay smoking in his hand. She said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. And she knew the gun was empty, and she knew she couldn't win. But her final prayer was answered when the rifles fired again. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home.
There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder from the throne. 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. All right, y'all, help me now.
There were 7 Spanish angels
At the
altar of the sun.
Oh, I believe
They were praying for the lovers
that it was.
in the valley of the gun.
Well,
When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared,
there was
there was
thunder.
thunder on the throne.
Oh, yeah.
And 7 Spanish
angels.
took another angel home.
I can hardly bear the sight of lipstick on the cigarettes there in the ashtray. Lying cold the way you left them, but at least your lips caressed them while you packed. And a lip print on a half-filled cup of coffee that you poured and didn't drink. But at least you thought you wanted it. That's so much more than I can say for me. It's been a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there. The lawn could stand another mowing. Funny, I don't even care. When you turn to walk away, as the door behind you closes, the only thing I know to say, it's been a good year for the roses. After 3 full years of marriage, it's the first time that you haven't made the bed. I guess the reason we're not talking, there's so little left to say we haven't said. While a million thoughts go racing through my mind, I find I haven't spoke a word. And from the bedroom, the familiar sound of our one baby's crying goes unheard. But what a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there. The lawn could stand another mowing. Funny, I don't even care. And when you turn to walk away, as the door behind you closes, the only thing I know to say, it's been a good year for the roses.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
In the twilight glow I see blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, and only memories remain. And through the ages I'll remember blue eyes crying in the rain. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again in a land that knows no parting. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I'll lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then he'll call me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I'll lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown.
We've done us proud to come this far, down through the years to where we are, side by side, hand in hand. We've lived and died for this great land. We've done us proud. I sailed the sea in search of freedom. I tilled the soil for seed to grow. I built the fences to hold the cattle. I mined the earth in search of gold. I sheared the sheep of golden fleeces. I formed a union to win fair pay. I built a railroad to cross the country. I fought a war for my country's sake. We've done us proud to come this far, down through the years to where we are, side by side, hand in hand. We've lived and died for this great land. We've done us proud. I kept a home and raised a family. I taught your children as if my
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind, on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. On my mind, on my mind, on my mind, on my mind, on my mind.
The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and papa, and down the road I look and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry. And there's that old oak tree I used to play on. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I wake and look around me at the gray walls that surround me, and I realize that I was only dreaming. For there's a garden, there's a sad old padre, arm in arm we'll walk at daybreak again. I'll touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me neath the green, green grass of home.
He said, I'll love you till I die. She told him, you'll forget in time. As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind. He kept her picture on his wall, went half crazy now and then, but he still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. Kept some letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. You know, she came to see him one last time. Oh, and we all wondered if she would. and it kept running through my mind. This time, he's over her for good. He stopped loving her today. It placed a reef upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done.
The gambling man himself, Mr. Kenny Rogers. Some people come into our lives and leave having made our lives far richer. Alick moved our souls in many ways. He awakened us to new understandings of love, patience and kindness. And some people, just by living life, make the world a better and a much more beautiful place in which to live. Alick filled the lives of all of those around him with new understandings of generosity and caring. He filled our lives with peace, with love and with serenity. When Alick said goodbye, he left footprints on our hearts, and we will never ever be the same. Thank you, Alick, for all the gifts that you have left in our hearts, but you will live on in the hearts of all those who love you. The notice in the paper reads this way: Alick Wayne Fidler, 16th of the 9th, 1948 to the 16th of the 10th, 2020, son of the late Noble and Dorothy Fidler, loved brother and brother-in-law of Kay and Gwen, Brenda and Neville, Ellen deceased, Colin deceased, David and Jewel, Shirley, Leslie and Ken, Elizabeth and David, Gayleen and Michael, Kerry deceased and Christine, Denise and Gordon, and Greg and Liana. Much loved uncle and great uncle to all his nieces and nephews. A rather large family. Yes, they were the days. Officially, good afternoon to you all. And on behalf of his family, I welcome you as you have gathered to pay your respects to a good man, Mr. Alick Wayne Fidler. My name is Dudley Corbett, and I'm indeed honoured to be invited by the family to conduct this celebration of Alick's life, and it certainly is a life to be truly celebrated. You will all have your own very special memories of this special man, and those memories will stay with you for all time. And he wouldn't want you to be sad, but he would expect you to get on with your lives and to do whatever you can while you can and make the most of every day. So there you are, you're under orders from Alick. The service will take place in its entirety here in the chapel, and at the conclusion of same, the family would love to have you join them for refreshments here in the chapel. There is a bit of a twist to the invitation, and the COVID-19 rules, they say that we're only allowed to have 50 people at the afterwards. So if you decide that you would like something off the table and then find yourself out on the balcony or just outside the door there somewhere, I'm sure that nobody will give you a second glance even. So we'll leave it up to your good judgment. The family have also asked me to thank you for this wonderful attendance here today, to assure you of the great comfort it gives them to know that Alick was so loved and so respected. And we give a big heads up to those people who are watching on live stream, wherever you may be, and we know that your thoughts are with the family today, and the family are thinking of you as well, and thank you for tuning in. I have a list of credits in front of me that I'd like to share with you. We do have a couple of very important speakers very shortly, so I hope I don't pinch too much thunder from them. But just as a way of a lead in, I can tell you that Alick was born in Ulverston at the Liebenbank Hospital on the 16th of September 1948. He went when he went to school, he went to the Ridgely area school, which was commonly known as the College of Knowledge. And I'm told that he was a bright student. All right, we'll go with that. He was bright. When he left school, he went out working on the farm with his father, and later on, with a mate, he bought an adjoining property. So farming and the land has been in his blood all along, and especially the cattle side of things. And We've got our mate there keeping a close eye on you people. Yes, and Alick would have been very familiar with the breed and the makeup of that animal. He, I don't know whether this is in chronological order or not, but just a few facts. He did like a bet on the horses, but if Craig Williams was riding, he would back another horse. He wouldn't have him. But he did like Bart Cummings, and Bart has been known to get a winner or two, probably especially on Melbourne Cup Day. He did enjoy, on a hot day, a long neck of Boag's draft. In fact, depending on how hot it was, if it wasn't hot enough, they say he used to throw a log on the fire so they could open another one. But no, I don't think they said that. I just put that in. Then he went cold turkey for a few years and didn't have a drink, but then came back on a little bit later on, but he did enjoy a drink here and there. He was a heavy smoker, but not for the last 2 or 3 years when his health sort of put a stop to that sort of thing. And yeah, but he enjoyed the old smoke, especially the Benson and Hedges special filter and that great stuff in the can, Dr. Pat. Some of you here today will be familiar with those products. He was born with only one kidney, and he got through the greater part of his life, I think, without even knowing until he was much older that he only had one kidney, but it didn't slow him down. It still used to filter the Boag's long necks. He loved his cattle and his dogs, and he was at one with animals, especially the rural animals on the farm and everything. And later on, Lady Luck did smile upon him, and he won a few dollars in the soccer pools, which helped immensely towards purchasing some more stock and some more land. He used to watch nearly all sports on television, and when the AFL was on, he couldn't make up his mind whether he followed St Kilda or Collingwood. And he used to give the umpires good advice, I'm told, from the lounge room. And he was very, very loud. I don't know whether the umpires heard him or not or took any notice of him, but the good advice was always coming through when he watched it. I've already told you that he liked horse racing, and he admired the sport of kings. He had a special attraction to a lady called Dolly Parton, because he did like women with big reputations. He wasn't a gardener, apparently, nor was he much of a housekeeper, the family told me, but I'm sure he got by. He had a liking for jelly slice and for hamburgers that had to have iceberg lettuce in them. So he was very fastidious about that. I have a list of credits here that the family have given me. Alick was in everything like pepper and salt, and this was his life. Now just have a listen to this. The Natone Football Club, he was president. The Ridgely Football Club. The Ridgely Cricket Club, president and life member. He was a councillor in the municipality of Burnie. The Burnie A&P Society, president and life member. The Burnie Farmers Market. The Darwin Football Association, he was president there. The Burnie Trotting Club. The Burnie Rural Youth. He was a vacuum cleaner salesman, an insurance salesman. He was a senior advisor and property manager for John Cooney and number one fence builder. He was the life coach and the most important ute wrecker for Richard Boland. He was a farmer of note, and he was handy, by his own admission, he was handy with the willow. He has been mistaken for Alex Jezelenko on the football field. And he's also been mistaken for Roy Orbison when he decided to croon. He was influential in restarting the under-17 competition in Burnie, alongside a couple of very famous names, one Lawrence China McCall and Barry Walker. He was an entrepreneur of life, and he aspired to be Alan Moffat when he got behind the wheel. Now, what a list of credits that is. Yeah. And well, the ladies, that you find that Adele, funny, good on you, mate. Yeah. Ah, dear. So before I call on the other speakers, I hope I haven't pinched any of your thunder there. Alick Fidler, well, today we meet to honour the life of a much-loved man, to say goodbye to him and to support each other as we face his loss. Rest peacefully, Alick. You will be forever remembered. You were a proud man, ever the gentleman, and you always showed a genuine care for others. We respected you for your courage and your quiet dignity. We will always remember the good times and that extra special sparkle in your eyes. Your suffering was born with the same grace and dignity with which you lived your life. A truly loving, devoted and unselfishly supportive family member, and a friend who will be so sadly missed. Alick, you are a precious memory to be treasured every day. I'd now like to call on a couple of people closely related to Alick that knew him much better than I, but perhaps ladies first, and I might call on Wendy first. And, well, Tony, you can both come up together if you like. Why not? The more the merrier. It's all yours. Stay as long as you like.
Thank you, Dudley. The uncle we love remains with us, for love itself lives on, and cherished memories never fade because a loved one's gone. Today, Tony and I would like to pay tribute to the great man Alick Fidler, more affectionately known as Uncle Al, Big Gay Al, or just Al.
We thought the best way to do this would be to ask the people that knew him and loved him for their funniest and best memories and anecdotes from his nieces and nephews.
We hope as we share these memories, you have a little chuckle and imagine Al sitting back, having a laugh along with us, adding his little extra bits in and calling us all lunatics and tigers.
You're a star, me girl, a monster.
Uncle Al coming home after a hard day's work at Woolnorth, walking into the house and taking his shoes off. It was the most horrible smell that Dad would eventually have to meet him outside because his feet were so terrible, but we always laugh about it.
We all remember him tormenting us as kids. He'd take his teeth out and just about swallow his whole face.
When you would sit on his knee and he would tickle you so much you nearly wet your pants.
Remember going to the sales on a Tuesday with Al and Mr. Ivory.
The time he was coming home on a foggy night, speeding up the Ridgely Straight, crested the hill and hit some sheep. Sheep guts is apparently slippery.
We got the great West Moorville windscreen wiper escapade. He was in the Green Falcon, windscreen wipers hanging off in no man's land, pouring with torrential rain, and Al speeding like an absolute demon, sticking his hand out the window and punching the windscreen wipers back into place.
Barely 18. Hey, me boy, I've always said, if ever I had kids, I'd have had a prick like you and a bitch like Wendy.
Oh, his favourite response to you, because growing up we acted like his second kidney. We loved to take the piss out of him. His favourite response was always, not bad, you're not bad.
When one of his stories had you in fits of laughter, and he'd say, did you like that one, did you? When I was a little girl, I used to sit up on his knee, take his comb out of his pocket and comb his soft, silky hair, until one night I wound the comb up so tight I couldn't get it out of his hair, and Mum had to cut it out with scissors, and I was never allowed to touch his hair again after that. And every time he burped, he'd go, "Be-a-wah-ba-ba." I can't do it.
I remember going to the trotting club, just going for a couple. The couple turned into quite a few, and at some ungodly time in the night, we've staggered out to the car. Ours looked and went, "Oh, dry boy, they won't pull over an old man."
Dancing on the table at McGinty's and making me hold my foot so I didn't fall off.
Recording Dolly Parton on cassettes off the TV for him, making sure we didn't get any ads involved.
Turn it on, Uncle Al. And Pop would growl when we told him that Uncle Al turned it on coming down the Ridgeley Highway.
The 3-hour road trip with him and his brothers from West Ridgeley to Hobart.
He was definitely the larrikin of the Fidler brothers, that's for sure.
And his favourite. You know, a bloke once said,
Yeah, thank you for that rather descriptive summation, ladies and gentlemen, and sharing a laugh or two with us. That's just the way that Alick would have wanted it portrayed, and apparently he had a great command of the English language and the English way of life, and but didn't he make a lot of friends in his journey? Oh, did he ever? There's a lovely poem in today's service sheet that I'd like to share with you, and find the right page. Sad are the hearts that love you, silent the tears that fall. Living our lives without you is the hardest part of all. You did so many things for us, your heart was kind and true. And when we needed to talk someone, we could always count on you. The special years will not return when we are all together, but with the love within our hearts, you will walk with us forever. Yeah, thank you for giving us that beautiful poem. It sums the man up completely. Now, per virtue of some lovely family photographs, we're going to go back in time, a little in time in Alick's life, and you will all relive some beautiful memories as each particular photo goes through, and one of Alick's favourite songs plays in the background, and it's called Mama Tried by the great and late Merle Haggard. Thank you.
The first thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing and a youngin's dream of growing up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound, and no one could change my mind but Mama tried. The one and only rebel child from a family meek and mild, my mama seemed to know what lay in store. Despite all my Sunday learning, towards the bad I kept on turning, till mama couldn't hold me anymore. I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried, mama tried, mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. That leaves only me to blame, 'cause mama tried. Dear old daddy, rest his soul, left my mom a heavy load. She tried so very hard to fill his shoes, working hours without rest, wanted me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried, mama tried, mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. That leaves only me to blame, 'cause mama tried.
Thank you to the family for those wonderful memories. I think Alick might have said this: remember me with a smile, now my life on earth is done. My dreams have all been fulfilled and a new life has begun. Remember me with a smile when grief may cause you to weep. One day we will laugh once again when our next meeting we keep. Let's be thankful we shared precious love. Keep the memories warm for a while. Let them bring peace to your hearts. And remember me with a smile. A lot of people will remember Alick Fidler with many a smile. The family would also like to say a big thank you today to the nursing staff at the Eliza Purton home, to Leon, a good neighbour, and Leon, thank you for all your good work, to the Mersey Community Hospital staff, and a special thank you to David and Jill for what they did. So you people know exactly what you've done, the family know what you've done, so on behalf of the family, thank you so much to you good people. We are indeed grateful for Alick's life and everything that his life has meant to us. We are glad that he lived and that he shared his life with us. We'll always be thankful that we saw his face, we saw his smile, and we felt his touch. We will always cherish the memory of his words, his deeds, and his rather unique personality. May you all find comfort, richness, and example in your many memories. May you find strength and support in your love for one another, and may you find peace in your hearts. It is the family wish that we share the 23rd Psalm today. And I'll read the 23rd Psalm, and those of you who are so minded, you might care to join in with me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We're coming very close to the end of our short service today, my friends. Those of you who knew Alick well would know that he wouldn't want a long drawn-out service, that he would have said, get it over and done with rather quickly and then go and have a drink. So once again, you're under orders from Alick. The family have some lovely tributes there, some floral tributes that I now invite them to come forward and to place them on the casket as we listen to some more of Alick's favourite country and western music.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine. You know, I ain't seen it in so long, but everything's gonna work out just fine, and everything's gonna be alright. It's been all wrong, 'cause I can see
Thank you to the family for that loving tribute, and Alick would have appreciated that, there's no doubt about that. Before we start our final farewell, let me once again offer my personal sympathies and commiserations to the family, and to thank you for having me to help say farewell to Alick. We go back a long, long way, especially during the football days, and so it is indeed a great honour. It is a sad day for everyone concerned, but what an honour you've paid me to give you some sort of help, hopefully today, as you say your sad farewell. So we have now reached that part of our service that we call the committal, where we commit Alick to the next stage of his journey. These then are the last rites in the natural life of Mr. Alick Wayne Fidler. We have met to pay tribute and to say farewell, and so tenderly and reverently we commit Alick for cremation. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, grateful for the life that has been lived and for all that life has meant to us. Hereby then may we highly resolve that while we live, we will strive with all our might to make our living of real worth. So in the consciousness of work well done and a life well lived, death can have no real sting. We now leave Alick in peace, and with the greatest of respect, we bid him farewell. Thus thinking of him, let us leave this place in quietness of spirit and live with concern for one another, resolved that we who live on and those who come after us shall have life and have it more abundantly as per Alick's wishes. You were a good man to many people, Alick. Gone but not forgotten, gone but never apart, for we are blessed with memories held deeply within our hearts. Thanks for a million of those wonderful memories, Alick, and may you forever rest in peace. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Could I now invite you to stand as we commence to take our final farewell?